The second thing is that this, again, going back to this trend of just force feeding these issues of like foreign politics and geopolitics into trying to show how it's somehow a danger to us in America, to Americans in general, Californians specifically, in this instance. And what are the examples they're going to give, right? Our opposition to cast bills that would have treated us inequitably and in violation of the Constitution, equal protection, and due process under the law. Oh my God, we don't have the right to oppose legislation because that means that we are nationalists, Hindu nationalists. We're celebrating Diwali. Oh my God, we're Hindu nationalists. We're trying to pass on traditions to our children. And Sean Binda from Canada, I want to give him credit, did a wonderful job of kind of articulating this issue. Anything you do to express your Hindu identity publicly now suddenly is looked at as a form of Hindu nationalism, Hindu supremacy, etc. So now what they're saying basically through this tour is that you can't be a Hindu in the public square. If you are, that means you're a Hindu nationalist because everything they define is that every way that we are fighting for our rights and our dignity or trying to celebrate our traditions in a public manner is now Hindu nationalism. So again, going back to the theme that we talked about in previous, recordings, you just keep your head down and be quiet, right? And that's the only way that you're going to be fine, or disassociate yourself completely from your Hindu identity.
Just the gall of a Christian and Muslim organization coming together to like rather than look at what the problems are in their own backyards, pointing a finger at someone else. Like let's do a little bit of self-improvement rather than pointing fingers. I found that in and of itself just so deeply offensive, and the polar opposite of any sort of sense of interfaith. I mean, that's just it's a ruse.
I mean, it's what's interesting about it is like I don't think we see the advocacy we do as requiring us to tear down other traditions or to suppress the rights of other people to express their faith, engage with law enforcement government institutions. Like today, there was a video clip that came out of a woman demonstrating how to tie hijab, at the New York Police Department. They had a community outreach program. That is a very standard nonprofit, advocacy activity. We do that stuff all the time. Are we out there saying like, no, how dare they talk about Islam at a New York, NYPD community empowerment event? No, we're not doing that. We're saying like, yeah, we also want to talk about our religion, our faith, right? Our community, and have that same right. We're not the ones out there who are going around saying that law enforcement and government agencies shouldn't cooperate with organizations because we made up a bunch of lies about them, right? Like, I don't know, like that's not really in our, whatever our mission is in terms of educating and advocating about Hindus and our, Hindu Dharma traditions, it really doesn't require organizing these little hate tours, just going around to, being the New York, inviting the New York Council of Churches all the way to California, to discuss Hindu nationalism in India and New Jersey with the Indian American. I don't know. Like, no, we don't.
Hey,
I think
can
we
you
have
just
better things to do.
can you just imagine if we organized a tour that was like an anti-Islamism tour? It would be protested to a degree that they're not going to get
Oh
protested.
yeah,
I mean,
left,
even
right,
if people
center.
show up, it's going to be we would. I don't. Do people get canceled anymore? I don't think they do. Not to the way they did, but it would be like that. It would be insane. That it.
God, I've been canceled in the past just for actually talking about Islamism on a podcast
Huh?
or an event, just to kind of, and I clearly distinguish between Muslims at large and Islam versus Islamism, which is a well-recognized religio-political ideology. So, I mean, it's easy to demonize others when they say something you don't want, but I guess we're fair game, right? I mean, anyone can say anything, whatever they want about us because they know we're not going to come after them, right? I've been in groups hearing about people that are going to attend these events from the Hindu American community, and everyone is saying, hey, be respectful, ask good questions, challenge the narratives, or in other cases, just, go in just to listen and hear what's being said, right? We want to hear what's being said about us, but nobody's saying, oh, we're going to cancel these people, we're going to protest them, etc. Right? So that's the difference. And I don't think enough people realize that in how we conduct ourselves as a community and as an organization versus how some of these other groups do.